Hey, you made it! Well, in part 2, we'll be taking a look at these 4 prospects on the Celtics, all 2016 draft picks. Let's go! Let's start with the number 3 overall pick, small forward Jaylen Brown. He only played in one of the 2 summer league games I saw, but it was clear what he was trying to do, get to the basket using his athleticism and strength, and he did a good job of drawing fouls. But defenses were still able to contain him. Notice on the pick and roll here how much space the defense gives him, daring him to take the jump shot, and he doesn't because he's not comfortable with that yet and goes into the teeth of the defense and misses. In college, he got called for a lot of offensive fouls, and you can see that here as he just tried to overpower Ben Simmons. Over time, Brown will likely become a good defensive player because of his tools and the good coaching he'll receive under Brad Stevens, but in this game he will still beat a decent amount, though in these 2 instances there was no weak side help. Even though Simmons is notoriously a poor shooter, Brown decides to play tight on him for some reason here, gets beat, but he's gifted enough to recover for the block. So you can see how he's a bit behind mentally. Here he falls for the fake badly, and this time he can't recover, giving up the layup. Overall, Brown has a promising future, but in terms of next season, I doubt he'll make a real impact, though I've been wrong before. If I had Guerschon Yabusele stock, I'd be selling it like an ice cream truck sells ice cream. I know a lot of people were impressed by his summer league performance, and offensively, I think he'll be fine. He did not do particularly much in the games I saw, but I heard he showed out in some other games, and he has a good skill set. He can shoot, he's athletic, he's strong. I think he'll be fine offensively. But where I do hold a firm opinion is on his defense. First off, he provides no rim protection whatsoever, and he does one of 2 things. Number 1 is he doesn't help at all, and here on the drive he's slow reacting, and they get a layup. When a big man helps in a drive, he's generally supposed to take a charge, use verticality like Draymond Green, or bait the offensive player into taking a poor shot. What Yabusele likes to do is while they go for a block he has no chance at getting, and what this does is if the ball doesn't go in the hoop, it gives his man the offensive rebound opportunity. Not a smart defensive play. Again, this occurs. He just seems to lack a basic feel and understanding of how to play defense, and here in a one-on-one situation he gives up a layup. And then here he gets in bad position, giving up a layup. And while he's athletic, he's not particularly mobile on defense, and here a stretch big gets an open 3 against him. So he's not a rim protector because he's undersized and lacks defensive fundamentals and instincts, and he's not mobile or smart enough to guard on the perimeter. And just to be clear, he has quick feet, but he's slow changing directions, which is obviously important on closeouts. So who will he guard? He can't guard the traditional center because then he'd be the back line of a defense and he provides no rim protection. And he can't guard a wing or a stretch big because he'd likely get burned. And will he improve under the Celtics' fantastic coaching? Absolutely, but when he's starting at such a low point mentally, and he's an undersized 6'8" hefty big, it's not looking too great, and I think it's a long shot he ever becomes an average defender. Now the question is, will he be good enough on offense to make up for it? And I lean toward no because I doubt he'll ever become a high volume 3-point shooter like Ryan Anderson, and there have been questions about his passing in the past. So I'm not high on him, and I made my reasons pretty clear in this video. Point guard Demetrius Jackson, 2nd round pick. Jackson has a nice skill set. He's quick and athletic, which allows him to get to the basket and finish. And while he's not a great passer, he's solid, and here he makes a nice read in the pick and roll. His off the dribble jumper looks good. He can hit the mid-range shot as well as the 3 ball. And being a solid shooter allows him to play off the ball as well. He struggles on defense though, which is why he dropped to the 2nd round. Here he simply leaves his man, giving up the open 3. And here he gets backdoor cut way too easily. And this time he gambles for the steal, giving up the open jumper. And at 6'1", size will always be an issue for him. Here he does a nice job of staying in front of his man, but the offensive player can always shoot over him. Overall, I like him and he has a chance of making the league as a backup point guard. Now onto forward Ben Bentil, the 51st pick in this year's draft. Bentil likes to shoot a lot of jumpers and he's certainly not afraid of getting them up there, and he has a nice stroke, but I do have a few concerns. For one, it seems as if he doesn't have a quick trigger, and also he leans back when he shoots. Add in the fact that he wasn't a proven three-point shooter in college, and his stretchiness is in question. But he's a solid offensive prospect. He can put up points in a hurry, and he's athletic. Nice job here of attacking a bad closeout and dunking. And I noticed he really runs the floor hard. Nice job here of getting down the court and drawing a foul. But his defense in Summer League was horrendous, and here on a drive he provides little resistance. And this is tough to watch. He's containing the pick and roll here, but doesn't contain the ball, giving up a layup. This time defending the pick and roll, he takes a poor angle and has to foul. He doesn't have a great feel for the game. Here it's quite clear who his man is going to be, but he doesn't realize it, and to make matters worse, he fouls, giving up the and one. On this play, he comes too high containing the pick and roll, allowing the pass back to the roll man, who misses the layup, and Bentil gets the rebound, but quickly throws it away terribly. And this is the worst of both worlds protecting the rim. He doesn't protect the rim, and on the miss, he doesn't box out his man either. Well, there you have it, guys. And I know a lot of you may be thinking, well, it seems like everyone struggles on defense in Summer League. Why should you be overly critical on these players? Guys, keep in mind, Rozier and Brown are the only two players out of the 7 who are considered good defensive prospects, and Brown is raw right now. So Bentil and Jackson fell because of the defense, and Yabusele, that was a surprise pick. He was expected to fall to the second round because of his defense. So it's pretty clear to me that Danny Ainge drafted a lot of these defensive questions thinking Brad Stevens can mold them into competent defensive players, like he did with Kelly Olynyk and to a certain extent Solinger. I am more skeptical because a lot of these players lack the mental side, while Olynyk and Solinger were smart players. So I may look like a fool in a few years, but James Young has been around 2 years and he isn't a good defender yet, so it's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm not here to please Celtics fans. Thanks for watching. See you next time.